Chasta and Huey here for 1077 The Bone. Super freaking stoked too. I'm going to say call you an old friend because this is the fourth time. I don't know if you realize this. The fourth time you've had to hang out with us. It's Sam Loeffler from Chevelle. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, I love it.
You're on the tour bus, and we are having a little bit of Wi-Fi and a little bit of AirPod issues. So if something happens in the middle of the interview, we've already said we're sorry about it. We'll figure it out. But we're excited that you're here. We have been so stoked about this new Chevelle album. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and call it more of an obsession. Bright as Blasphemy. We've been rocking your singles on the bone, and it's so freaking great. Congratulations.
Thanks. I mean, I love it. I don't know how to keep putting out records. Every time we start, we just look at each other and we go, how do we make another album? It's just a 10th album. And you just start. You just start and you just keep going and going and going. And then you have like a pile of songs. And then you go back and you just keep trying to make them better and better and better. And then this is what we end up with.
Well, you've done well, but you totally did it different this time. Like you did it in Pete's house, like you created a whole studio and self-produced it and all of that. Like that's a new Chevelle era. If we're talking in the world of Taylor Swift, Chevelle is in a new era.
So without making it boring, we've always had a studio because we've always worked on demos, and then even some of our albums will record vocals and things like that. But yeah, we expanded the studio, dumped a bunch of money into it, and did this album with Kemble, our bass player. He engineered it for it, Pete produced it, and we just spent the time on it. And you know, Joe Barisi, who did the last 4 albums with us as our producer, said to us, he's like, why don't you guys do something different? See what you can come up with.
He led you?
Oh yeah, for sure. Joe's such a great supporter of us. I mean, he's just been awesome with us, and he just wants us to write great music. So he's like, just try everything, you know?
That's amazing.
That's incredible. Yeah. Well, Sam, like we said, thank you for making the time. We're super excited to be talking to you. We were joking before you jumped on with us. We're calling this part 1 because hopefully we could do part 2 in the near future in a couple of weeks at Aftershock. So yes, Chevelle, for us here in the Bay Area and all of Northern California, you have 2 chances to see them. So Chevelle, Asking Alexandria, and Dead Poet Society going to be at the Masonic in San Francisco Saturday, September 27th. Get your tickets ASAP over Ticketmaster.com. Also, you guys are playing day number 3 of Aftershock. That's October 2nd through the 5th. Discovery Park, Sacramento, aftershockfestival.com. So we're excited to see you twice in a span of 1 week. But congrats on the new album as well. So as Chasta was talking about, just a different era for you guys. We were talking the pros and cons of recording in a studio. Because I think, for us, we grew up with bands that would travel to like special destinations or go to specific studios that are known for a particular sound because of the wood or the particular soundboard that they have there.
You're right.
But now it's a really amazing, like I know like some local bands around here that record out of a house as well now. And you guys obviously just recorded at the house. So what does that say? Kind of like this new era for like bands to make music and put it out there for the world.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm just impressed by anybody who actually plays an instrument and writes music. I think that's the thing that is going to hopefully, be consistent, right? Because however they record it, you can do anything now, right? Like you guys know you don't have to write a song. You can have AI do it for you. You can do a poor job singing and have just have whatever app you want, just fix it and make it perfect, or I mean whatever. So there's all those things. So having anyone actually play an instrument and write a song, I think that's the thing that's going to end up being special no matter where they do it. That being said, I miss the old days of going to like some haunted freaking castle in upstate New York and do an album there. That was fun. It was nuts. Like you got into trouble, I miss that.
Yeah. It's the pros and cons of work from home life balance kind of thing. It's like, because I'm in my home studio technically, but I run a radio station out of here. And like, that's so wild to me that that's even a possibility, and he and I run the station together and we're in two different parts of the Bay Area, so, and there are pros and cons, so I'm sure the same goes for the home studio. I saw Pete talk, I saw a clip on social somewhere about him talking about attention span. And I thought this is fascinating because I feel like everyone has the attention span of a flea these days. And he said that like this album has 9 and he pulled back from like 12 or 13. And he said, I feel like maybe we'll even pull back further than that and do more like releases of like, a 3-song EP or something like that. How do you feel about that whole concept? Is that going to become Chevelle's reality?
I think it's just happening no matter what, because that's just how people consume music now. And I think if you if you put out one single a year for 3 years versus a 9-song record every 3 years, you're going to get that much more music out of it, because people just don't go down the rabbit hole of listening to a whole album anymore.
We do. Rabbit hole. Nice reference to your song, but yeah, we do.
Yeah. And I do too. And Pete does too. Like, we want to know what else is in it, but it's something crazy. Like 9% of your fans listen to more than one song.
And we know, that's 9%. True. Like we are the minority, and that's hard. That's hard to think about. I'm sure on your end as a musician and a creator of this music, on our end as a programmer of a radio station, we're a minority. We're the music nerds to the nth degree. And you have to put out music to your average consumer, which is very different.
You're entirely right. That is the that's the rub, as they say right now. I don't know what the fix is, because I think that we're about to go through a whole nother internet period of internet. So how the internet just changed music completely, that's going to happen now in the next couple of years, and it's already happening. And I don't know. I mean, some of it's good, right? Some of it's bad, but hopefully art comes out of it. That's the positive side of it.
Art made by humans.
Art made by, yes.
Which is interesting because, the new album, the lyrics are a lot about like the digital age and stuff. Is that something you and your brother just talk a lot about on your personal time? Just like, man, they're doing this now with AI or whatever. Like, is that like kind of the conversation which then inspires him to come up with these lyrics?
God, yes, that is so true. We literally talk about AI. We talk about art and creativity every single day. And then we also talk about, things that pull people into being radicalized one way or another, whether it's politics, religion, or science, or whatever their thing is, sports, and how you have this time in this age where we have to be so careful and just to keep calling ourselves on our bullshit, right? Keep calling yourself on it. Just keep doing the, don't just do the rabbit hole, right? And I know I'll keep making reference to it, but it's just such a current thing. So yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it feels like a spiral down effect a lot of times. I'm trying to convince myself right now to be more of a thermostat publicly, and try to keep the temperature down, because my inclination is to be like, rah! On social media, but also at the same time I go, am I helping the situation, or is it better if I try to put out, the other side of me, which is all about gratitude and love and joy and happiness and music and all that, warm and fuzzy shit, I feel like is going to do a lot as well right now. I think it plays a role, I guess.
Well, I love to hear you say that, because we say 15 times a day, kindness cures all. And that's just the reality of it is, even if somebody disagrees with you, like, why would you ever not be kind about something? And that will fix everything if we can stay focused on it. And I know it seems simple and cheesy, but like they say, everything that we ever needed to learn, we learned in kindergarten.
That's right. It's so true. And that's why music is so great. It's the great communicator, the great binder. It's that moment. It's one of the only things where we can all stand in a room together and have 100 different viewpoints on 100 different things, but we can all agree on that one thing. We're there to see Chevelle at the Masonic September 27th. We're there to see Chevelle, and we're there to sing along, and we know these lyrics, and it's in our blood, and that to me is the most beautiful thing about music.
Yeah, it's funny that there's a lyric from the song "Get Some" it's in our blood, and it's totally true. And this tour has been so good for that. People coming out, we've been able to play some deep cuts and stuff, and it's just nice to be able to headline, because you really get to do your thing and have your production.
You get to stretch your legs a little bit.
Holy, yeah, it's so special. Every night it's so special, because like we'll go and we'll do a show. We were in Milwaukee recently, and we had some friends and friends of friends and people, and there's like, "Are you excited to play?" And we're like, "Yeah, every single day." It's amazing. It's like, you're only coming to this show, but I was at a show last night and 25 days before this, and I'm still excited to play. I'm still happy that this is happening. Like, I'm looking out at faces. People are like, you break into a song like "Get Some" or something old, and you can see people's excitement. Like, "Oh, I've been waiting to hear this song." You know, like that. It's just the best feeling. Yeah, it's great.
It's really great to hear you guys say that, and just us as fans, it's awesome to hear a band that's, I was watching a lot of interviews of you guys recently, and you guys are talking about like 30 years doing this as a band. So it's really cool to sound that you guys are just still excited, love doing this. So that's just refreshing to hear as a fan. But also, one thing I'm kind of curious, because Chasta and I always like talk about like the creative process for these bands, and like how you guys come up with new music, stay inspired, write stuff. And I know I was listening to your brother do some interviews, and like, these last couple records took a little bit longer. Like, there's bigger gaps in between albums.
Yeah.
I know for him, it's, I don't know what's the right word, like writer's block, or it's just, it's a little bit harder, like, to get something done, like pulling out your hair. I heard one term, he said term torturous. Like, was working from home, was working from home more helpful for him to kind of write stuff and like get to it right away? Or like, I'm just kind of like, how do you guys overcome these type of writer blocks?
Well, so what I like to say is, writing an album of songs that you haven't written already is like pulling your hair out and trying to put it back in. That's how complicated it feels.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what the answer is. You end up writing what's sort of in front of you. Just whatever comes out. And then you try to like shape it a little bit, right? But like, that's why there's a song like at the end of this record called "Shocked at the End of the World." That's where that comes from, because that just came out, and we love that song. Like, we love that song, and it was one of those songs that we sent in some of the original in its original format to some of our label people, and they're like, we don't think this is the direction that you want to go. And we're like, fuck yeah, it is. Dude, it's
You're
awesome.
like, no, it is. It definitely is.
And admittedly, it was only one of 3 songs that they had, so there was other music on there. But that's just the direction that we wanted to go. And everyone doesn't have to get it, because that's not really what you're doing, right? You're trying to do something special, and people don't have to get all the stuff. And I think that that's where we're at when it comes to, especially when it comes to, I think, rock music. I think there's a lot of hip hop like that, where it's very written for a certain people, right? A certain person that likes music, and everybody's not going to get it. And if you just happen, by like the grace of like whatever happens, to have a song that a lot of people attach to, then that's amazing, and it's a gift. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. I've told you this before, probably several times, but you guys, I mean, you're one of my favorite bands of all time. But you're my absolute favorite running band. My running band and my workout band.
Too now.
He's on the workout train too. I got him there. I'm so proud of that. But honestly, Sam, I feel like your feet and my feet are matched, because like your beats per minute oftentimes will match up to my running beats per minute. But it's funny, because that means that I listen to Chevelle. No, I listen on Alexa and I listen to my car, but I listen mostly with these. And so I feel like I pick up a lot of the nuances, which I love about you guys. But I have a very specific question that I need an answer to, if you can give it to me. We swear we won't tell anybody. Okay. On the song Wolves, at the end, what is he saying in reverse?
That's a good question. I know what it is. I just can't remember. I think it says,
I mean, we have the
like,
technology at the station. We could reverse it and probably figure it out. But I just wanted to know. I was dying.
I think it's something like, it's all love and light until you realize you're a potato. I think something like that.
Okay.
And it's no joke. It's a reference to Liam and Noel Gallagher, one of them calling the other a potato.
Yeah. Yes, I
That's
remember
what
that.
it is. That's amazing. Oh, I love it. That's so good. Yeah. Well, I'm running and I'm listening to it and I'm like, is that Latin? Like at first it sounds Latin or something crazy. And I'm like, wow, I didn't know Pete spoke Latin. And then I'm like, no, they did the reverse thing. But it just stuck out and I was so interested. I was like, oh my God, I have to ask him. That's going to drive me crazy. I love it.
Yeah. He told him, I think he told his brother that he was like, he's as dumb as a potato or something like that. I'd have to look it up exactly, but it was really fun.
I love that. That's the answer. That's so great.
And like fans were bringing potatoes to their concerts or to I think it was Noel's concert. It's like bringing potatoes out there. Yeah, that's right. Sam, I know we're kind of limited on time with you, but I do want to ask, Ozzy Osbourne passed away not too long ago. Obviously a sad day in the rock and metal world. You guys did Ozzfest a couple times back in the day. Just curious, did you get to hang with Ozzy much, interact with him? What was your experience working with Ozzy?
Well, I'll tell you this. We had a couple of experiences with him. Just obviously we didn't know him very well, but we went to his house one time with him and David Draymond and Marilyn Manson and us. And he was absolutely the kindest, nicest man, for sure. Like he just jumps right up his chair, shakes your hand, gets you a drink. And you're like, no, it's okay. We're at your house, man. And he's like, no, let me get you a drink. And then we just ran into him a few times at the shows over the years. He was always grateful and always nice. And again, we didn't know him that well. Lots of people did know him very well, but I'll tell you, he was the kindest man. And it was really nice to be part of that whole thing because it trickled down to a lot of their crew and people like that. They were always very kind and nice and accommodating. So it was a really good thing to be part of. I mean, that was a long time ago. And, but it was definitely nice. Yeah.
It was such a big part of what launched you though. Like that opportunity, I feel like was a clincher in you really taking off.
It was.
And the Prince of Darkness has that touch.
Can I tell you a funny story?
Okay. Yeah.
Like just a really quick story. So we were confirmed to do Ozzfest the second time, right? To do the main stage.
Okay.
It was like us and it was us, Manson, Disturbed, Korn, and Ozzy. I think that was what it was.
Okay.
And, we had to go to Europe to do some shows right before that. And our agent called and said, Foo Fighters is doing these 4 shows. They're all sold out, but they need somebody to open. Would you guys want to do it? And they weren't very big shows. They were like 4,000 or 5,000 seaters. And so our record label calls supposedly Sharon and said, hey, is it okay since these guys are booked to do Ozzfest? Is it okay if they do these shows? There's not going to affect ticket sales. Ozzfest was all sold out. The Foo Fighters shows were sold out. It didn't affect anything. She's like, yeah, that's fine. And they paid us $7,500 to do the 4 shows each, right? So it's $30,000. Wow. So we do the shows. We go to Europe, and we're in Europe, and our manager calls in and says, you got kicked off Ozzfest for doing those Foo Fighters shows. And we're like, what are you talking about? And apparently somehow it happened where I don't know if she didn't remember that they had talked to her about it, or if when somebody did talk to her about it, it was someone else that gave the message or whatever. But so we were in this terrible situation. We were like, well, God, what are we going to do? Like, we just got kicked off the tour, and it, it was 9 weeks, whatever. And so our label guy gets a hold of. And she goes, well, how much money did you make at Foo Fighters? I'm like, well, $30,000. So we were getting paid $10,000 a show to do Ozzfest. Okay. And that would have been what, 2003?
Yeah.
Wow.
2003. So Sharon goes, pay me the $30,000 that you made at Foo Fighters and you can be back on the tour.
So no, she did not.
Yeah. They didn't pay us the last 3 shows, which was $30,000.
What? That's some bullshit.
That's
oh my God.
Well, So, in hindsight, I would say that probably there was some shit that we didn't know about that was going on between her and her people and probably our label or something like that. And specifically the guy who did, maybe she was fighting with him because that guy was also Ozzy's label rep because we were on the same label. It was Epic Records. So there was probably more to do with it than us. And maybe it even came down, that we were just sort of collateral damage. But that's what actually happened. So our agent paid 30 grand, or our agent paid 10 grand, our label paid 10 grand, and then we paid 10 grand of the 30. So.
Wow, that is wild. You're very diplomatic. You're like, there's probably more to the story, but that's a crazy story.
But there probably is more to it. I mean, I guarantee there's more to it.
Likely. But I mean, you do hear these stories, so it's interesting coming from you, that happened. That's wild. But probably a good call to just pony up the money and make it work, make everything work, so that you didn't have any other issues.
It was a really fun tour. Like we got into a lot of trouble. It was great. It was great.
I love that.
Totally worth it.
Totally worth it. Yeah.
Well, Sam, hey, we get 2 opportunities to see you coming very soon. Of course, we'll be at the Masonic. So excited about that. And then Aftershock as well. We really hope we can sit down and do this in person for a few minutes at Aftershock. Would love to see you guys again. I was reflecting today. This is crazy. It was 19 years ago, the very first time I ever saw you guys. 19 years ago. Like, how did that happen? You were on tour with Nickelback. What?
It's crazy because I'm only 28 years old.
I know. Isn't it amazing? Me too. Funny how life works like that.
Oh, man. Yeah. Well, Sam, listen, thank you so much for making the time. So, yes, encourage everyone, go to Ticketmaster.com, get your last-minute tickets for Chevelle, Asking Alexandria, Dead Poets Society, going to be at the Masonic in San Francisco, which the Masonic, Sam, it's beautiful. They remodeled it. Yeah. We were there earlier this year for Trivium and Bullet for My Valentine. It was amazing, incredible. So yeah, that's Saturday, September 27th, sfmasonic.com as well. Aftershock, aftershockfestival.com, October 2nd through the 5th. You guys are playing day number 3 up at Discovery Park in Sacramento. We can't wait for that. I think it's been 3 years since last time you guys played there. It was incredible. So also, go get Chevelle's new album, Bright As Blasphemy. That's out now, streaming. We love Rabbit Hole. We've been playing that so much. Like, listen, thank you so much for making the time. But like we said earlier, this is part 1. We'll continue part 2 in person in Sacramento. Okay.
That sounds good. Yeah, I'm down. I mean,
awesome.
That'd be fun. Yeah, I think we play with Korn and Gojira are after.
Yes,
that's right.
Yes,
that's right.
Day. So
that's gonna be a hell of a day.
Ripper. Yes, for sure.
All right, Sam. Well, we appreciate you. You take care, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much.